time to meet Clifton with your host, Ray Grabowski.
Here's Ray.
Hi, hello everyone. Thanks for joining us and welcome to the 50th episode of Meet Clifton. I'm Ray, and this is not George Silva, it's Sharon Corbanix.
Hi everyone.
Filling in for George. Sharon, thanks for filling in.
My pleasure.
I know you're coming off your birthday, your 25th birthday, so...
oh, you're great to say that. Thank you. It's a keeper.
Thank you. But can you believe this is our 50th episode?
That's unbelievable.
And you've been with
wow.
us probably the whole time, so...
It's great to see all the different guests, how it's grown, and we really have a wonderful following. Everybody likes the show. It really is great.
Continue. But as usual, there are a bunch of fantastic guests for us to talk to. But first, we need to settle in, and what better way to do that than with a song from the Two Tones. So let's see what Lenny has in store for us.
Ray's guests for tonight's Meet Clifton are heart recipient Erin O'Connor, Credit Union CEO Val Bogattchouk, and Director of Resource Development at the Boys and Girls Club of Clifton, John DeGraaf. With music, as always, by the Two Tones. All this and much more on Meet Clifton.
Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to the show. Tonight we have a multitude of topics to talk about. As you know, we tend to find a medical issue to discuss or to bring to your attention at home. But tonight, we wanted to bring you the other side of the coin. With us tonight is Erin O'Connor, a heart recipient who will explain the procedure from the patient side. So, welcome, Kim.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming on the show. This is a topic I guess a lot of people are interested in, but let's just start out with, why did you had a heart transplant?
I did.
Okay, so what led you to that?
I was diagnosed when I was 18 with a congenital heart condition known as HOCM, and suffered with that for many years until I was in my late 50s when I went into congestive heart failure. And then I was in acute heart failure, and that led me to needing a transplant. On March 24th, 2015, at North Beth Israel, they gave me the gift of life.
Did you think at some point, you said you were at a young age when they diagnosed you with that. Did you think at some point this would have to happen?
I actually had very good medical care, and in that medical care not only was the ability to, take care of the medication, what I needed, but they did very good education. So I was aware that there was a good chance that I would need a heart transplant at some point.
Right, because I imagine that being on your mind for so many years, you have to wonder. Which comes to the next question. Let's just say, now when they decided to have this, what happens after that? When you know you need this heart?
I had my first open heart surgery when I was 24, and they told me I wouldn't last past my 40s. I would die in my 40s, and I didn't because of medical science, because it became progressed. But when I was in my 40s, the doctors did say that eventually it would lead to heart transplant.
Right.
And so in my late 50s, that's what happened.
And what happens now? You know you need it, so you get part of a list?
Yes.
I'm not too sure of that procedure. So.
The procedure for that is you go to, for me, a heart transplant specialist team, which I did at North Beth Israel Medical Center.
Right.
And they evaluate you for the appropriateness of that. If you're a kidney person, you'd go to a kidney specialist, and liver, a liver specialist. And those then are the people that would evaluate you and know whether you're appropriate for transplant, because you need to be relatively healthy, sick from the disease that you're suffering from, but otherwise relatively healthy or a good risk for transplant. And I was, thank God. And I was given that gift. It was a true gift.
And I guess the tough thing here is, now you're on the list, and what I'm trying to understand is, how do they pair you? How do you know? Is there a
UNOS does.
The
sharing network in UNOS
that's what
decides the appropriateness of the donor to the recipient.
Right.
So that's done through UNOS, and it's through your blood type and other factors that play into your needing a heart, your size, your weight, all play into, for a heart, on whether that would be appropriate or not.
So now, do they prioritize this to you? Because there's a lot of people waiting.
Yes, and you're done by levels, by how sick you are, on the list, does make a difference. There's, levels 1, 2, 3, and depending on where you are in that, then you would get your heart based on that.
And
It's actually much more complicated than that, but
I'm
to
sure it is.
break
And,
it down.
here's I know maybe it's a strange question asked, but you're at home waiting for a heart. With your particular case, how did your heart show up?
You
Or
get
do you know?
UNOS knows, and they call the next person on the list. They don't call me. They actually call Nork Beth,
Right.
and then Nork Beth calls me and tells me. And some people are in the hospital. A lot of my friends who received hearts that I met through the heart transplant program were in the hospital. I happen to have been home. I get a call that there's a heart. They asked me if I want it, and I said to Jen, sure. A little funny note was I also said I'm in pajamas because this was 7 o'clock at night. Why I thought that was important, I don't know. And she said, to come in. I had my to-go bag already in the car because
Right.
they tell you to set that up. And when I hung up the phone from her, I stood up to go, and then I sat back down because I knew that I was about to make phone calls that were going to make a lot of people very happy.
Oh, sure.
And somewhere, someone else was making a phone call that was going to be very sad.
Right, right.
And that took me by surprise at that moment.
That, I guess, is bittersweet.
Bittersweet.
Because you're going to be happy, but someone's obviously
Right.
lost someone.
Someone had to die for me to get this
Exactly,
gift.
exactly.
And I felt for the person who died, my donor,
Right.
who I'm very grateful to, and her family, because
Right.
they would be mourning.
Because they allow you to live on,
Right.
and without their, and we're going to get to that before the end of the donor.
Right.
But my co-host Sharon here had a really good question, if you don't mind asking it.
Sure, Kim, how did the heart transplant change your lifestyle after you did receive it?
I wouldn't be here if I didn't get the donation, so that's the first way it changed. But believe it or not, prior to the donation, for me to have stood up and walked to the end of his table, I would have had a first stop when I stood up because I would have had to take a breath, and then to walk a few steps, then I had to stop, take a few breaths. So really how it's changed my life is I walked up the stairs to get here to the second floor. Before this, I would never have walked up a flight of stairs. I wouldn't have even attempted it, never mind.
Right. It's like a
tried
second
it.
life for you.
It is.
pretty much.
I
Okay,
can go to the
wow.
beach. I can actually make
Wow.
it to the water.
Sure.
I can go swimming, kayaking, biking. So
Enjoying life.
I enjoy life.
Beautiful.
And I got to see some great nephews and nieces born that I would not
Oh,
have.
that's a blessing in
So-
itself, too. Right.
That's a huge blessing. Very huge. So
So I'm sure there's a big message in this, and I'm sure at the end you'll let us know. But I would think you have a whole new life ahead of you, that you're probably doing things that you never thought you would do, and I'm sure now you're taking advantage of it.
yeah, when I was, 30, 40, my early 50s, I couldn't do anything. I bike now and I kayak, and I couldn't have done that before this. It truly, truly changed my life in many ways. And to thank my donor is impossible, and to tell her family how grateful I am, there aren't words that can express how grateful I am.
It's amazing that we have that technology now, because 100
Absolutely.
years ago, that was it. So it's
And-
nice, and there's,
I had the best team going.
where did you have the procedure
I had the
done?
procedure at North Beth Israel Medical Center, but Dr. Zucker, Barron, Peretti were the ones who got me all the way to transplant, and then Dr. Margarita Camacho, who is a surgeon who is truly gifted, not only with her skills but with her compassion and kindness, did the procedure and really changed my life.
Something like that. What's the recovery time?
It does differ for everyone. I was home, I went in the hospital, and I was discharged 7 days later.
Wow.
By the third day, I did a long walk, and I think that was the most impactful point. I walked all the way around the nurses' station, which one I couldn't have done before I got there. But also, I didn't know you could walk, talk, and breathe at the same time. I thought they were all separate events. And so I was very overwhelmed when I finished.
Sure.
The walk
I
and
can't
very
imagine
grateful.
that, you have this, it's
Yeah.
the gift of life in essence.
Absolutely.
You know, I asked you for some questions. This one's an interesting one. I have to ask you. It says, if I am an organ donor, will it affect my care in the ER?
Absolutely not. When they're treating you in the ER, they don't know that you're an organ donor.
Okay.
So it would never affect your treatment. The doctor's first creed is to do no harm. So they would save your life before having you become an organ donor.
Because you hear these horror stories from different countries, and you know they're selling organs, and I don't know how true that is.
We don't
or
do
not.
that here.
I don't think we do that either. And
Nor Beth Israel, nor Robert Wood Johnson, who do heart transplants, could transplant an organ that didn't come through, UNOS, and that wouldn't come through UNOS. So.
okay, and probably the last thing I want to ask you, and this is very important to the people, and I said I would ask this. What would you like to say to the people at home about organ donors? And please tell them.
Please, please consider being an organ donor. It truly does save lives. And it impacts so many people. Not only does it impact me as the recipient, it impacts my family and my friends. It truly is a gift. And if you could be a donor, please, please sign up. You can do it through your driver's license or through organdonation.gov. You can go on their site and sign up to be an organ donor and discuss it with your family. It's a gift that changes lives. So please consider it.
Thank you. It truly is a gift of life, and I'm glad you're on the show to let these people know, because we can extend people's lives by this, and organ donor is a great thing. I'd like to thank you for coming on and explaining your story.
Oh, thank you for having me and allowing me
And I'm
to
glad you're here.
be that. Yeah,
So
me
thank you.
too.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, after the break, we're talking about credit unions and what they can do for our finances. So stay with us.
Hello, Clifton and friends. Welcome to the updates. I'm Sharon, and there's lots to do in Clifton this time of year. Well, we have the Bunny Bash coming up on Saturday, April 13th, and you could have breakfast with Mr. Bunny. That's at Hot Grill at 7:30 in the morning. So please go to the Clifton Rec Center site so you can get details on that. And then you can go over to Nash Park and enjoy all the activities over there. And then also, on April 16th is the election for the Board of Education. Choose your candidate of choice. Please come out to vote so you'll have a good Board of Education. Will continue in the city of Clifton. And also on April 26th, 27th, 28th, it's the Victorian Tea at Lambert Castle. They have 2 seatings, and they will have a traditional English luncheon with delicious desserts. And the woman who does host this and prepares it is from England, so she knows what she's doing, and the food is delicious. So please go to Lambert Castle website so you can order your tickets and enjoy that afternoon.
Hi everyone, I'm Lauren, and here are some of the upcoming screenings and clinics for the Clifton Health Department. There will be a vascular ultrasound screening on Monday, May 6th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. This one is free of charge. There will also be a cardiac assessment on Thursday, May 30th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. This one is also free of charge. Registration is required though for both. You can call 973-470-5773 to register. And also the spring rabies clinics for dogs and cats are, they'll start on Wednesday, May 8th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday, May 18th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And there will also be one Wednesday, June 19th, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. are for cats, and 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. are for dogs. All of these clinics will be at Clifton Fire Station number 5, located at 51 Brighton Road. These clinics are open to all New Jersey residents. Vaccines for dogs are free of charge. However, cat vaccines are $5 each. Dog licenses for Clifton residents will also be available. And if you have any questions or for more information, you can call 973-470-5760.
So please come out, enjoy Clifton. There's a lot to do. Bring a friend, bring your family outside, get some fresh air. We'll see you around town.
Okay, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Our finances are very important, and how we maintain them is just as vital as how much we make and spend. Joining us now is Val Bogattchouk, who is here to tell us about credit unions. Welcome, Val. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for
Val
having me.
Bogattchouk is the CEO of the Nova UA Federal Credit Union, and why we have you on here is because, you know, a lot of people don't understand the difference between commercial bank, home bank, credit union. So let's start with, what's a credit union?
Credit union is a financial institution.
unlike commercial banks, it's not for-profit financial institution, and it's owned by its members. Basically, credit unions offer pretty much the same financial services as commercial banks do, but on better terms. Credit unions are owned by its members, and that is the reason why all the monies that are made by the credit union
Right.
stays with the credit union, and we can offer higher rates on savings, CDs, and lower rates on loans.
Okay, so commercial banks then, like I know you're saying credit unions are owned by the members, so commercial banks, corporations own them?
Corporation shareholders, some of them are private, so part of the earnings that commercial banks do go to their owners,
Oh, I see.
unlike with the credit unions.
So what you're saying is that some of the advantages of credit unions would be higher rates?
Higher rates for savings and CDs, and lower
Right.
rates for loans, and also fees. Basically there's no fees that
Right.
for credit union members. There's no monthly maintenance fees.
Right, and a lot of people ask me this because, some people are skeptical about credit unions, but they're guaranteed by the federal government also.
Oh, they are. Federal credit unions are insured by federal government the same way as commercial banks
Right,
are insured. FDIC insures commercial banks, and
Right.
everybody knows that. It's a federal deposit insurance corporation,
right.
a federal government agency. Federal credit unions are insured by NCUA, National Credit Union Administration, which is federal government agency.
Okay,
So
so
they're insured pretty
so
much
your
the same
money's
way.
safe?
Absolutely.
Okay, so a lot of advantages. Actually, before the show, I was talking with my co-host, and Sharon, you had an interesting question to
Yeah,
ask
Bill,
our
what's the
guest.
difference if I want to go for a mortgage to a commercial bank as opposed to a credit union? Are there differences that I should expect or look out for?
Well, the main difference is that its rates are basically lower. But also, a very important difference is that when you come to the credit union, you talk to a loan officer who is not commission-based employee. So they're not trying to sell you the product that is better for the bank or for the credit union, because they don't get paid commissions for that. So they will find loans that is best for you as a member.
Okay, and they offer various types of loans, like a 15-year mortgage, 30-year, where whatever?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
It's from 10 to 30-year fixed rate, adjustable rate, second, first mortgage, home equity line
Oh.
of credits, anything.
Okay, great. It's a nice other option to
Yeah.
have out there. Excellent.
And
Okay.
refinancing also, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And CDs and the regular thing most banks offer.
Yes, we offer pretty much the same services
Okay.
as commercial banks
And
do.
it's good to know. Let's just say someone, I know there's a lot of different types of credit unions, teachers credit union, Slovak credit union, Polish, all kinds. But so if someone wants to join, how do they join?
Well, it's pretty easy to do now because many credit unions are open to those who live, work, worship, or goes to school in a county or certain group of counties. So if you, let's say, if you live in Passaic County,
Right.
in Clifton, so you can join the credit unions that is open to Passaic County
Right.
residents.
And anyone could join it, because I know in Clifton we have a few. I know we also have the Ukrainian bank, so you don't have to be that particular nationality.
No.
Obviously, it's just those are the people that sponsor and members.
No, again, if some credit unions are open to employees of certain companies, let's
Right.
say. But if you're looking to join the credit union, many of them are open to everybody who lives or works or goes to school
Right.
in the county. So it's very easy to do now.
Okay, well, Val, I'd like to thank you. I mean, I guess it's nice for people to know that they have a choice where to invest their money and where they could get higher interest rates, because that's, that's always big. Thank you for coming on. We learned a lot today. Thank you. When we return, we're talking an inside look at the Boys and Girls Club of Clifton. So we'll be right back.
Hi, everyone. My name is George Harrington, and with me tonight are my fellow classmates from class of 79. On my right is Rosemary Tringle-Barron, and to my left is Linda Haraco-DeFalco. And we would like to get the word out that the Clifton High School class of 79, it's having its 40th year class reunion. Now, the date is Saturday, November 16th, and the location is the Black Bear Golf Club, and that's located in Franklin, New Jersey. So for more information pertaining to our venue and the hotel accommodations, please email us at chs7940years@gmail.com. Now, we realize that not everybody's on Facebook, but those that are can reach us at Facebook, and it's Clifton High School Class of 1979. And if you know anyone out there and in the area that you're still in contact with, please spread the word, because we like to have as many classmates as we can, as we had successfully done in the past. So once again, it's chs7940years@gmail.com. And we hope everybody could make it and join us to have a good time on November 16th this year up in Franklin, New Jersey. Thank you.
Okay, welcome back, and thanks for that information. With us now is John DeGraaf to tell us about the Boys and Girls Club of Clifton. Welcome, John.
Thanks, Ray.
Thank you. Most people in Clifton know how great the Boys and Girls Club is and how many children they service in a day. But, John, how long has the Boys and Girls Club been in existence?
Well, the Boys Club started in 1947,
Right.
and we merged with the Girls Club in 1986. So we're celebrating over 72 years as the Boys Club.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
I know I was a member, and a lot of people watching, we all grew up in the Boys Club. Back then it was the Boys Club.
Right.
Had a lot of great times. People have great memories. It's grown into a giant service club. But how many kids a day? And I know this is phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, we have 5,300 members right now, and we service about 1,500 kids every day after school. So we're in the Boys and Girls Club. That's our main club. And then we're in 11 school sites in Clifton every day after school also.
That's the program where the kids stay after school and the parents pick them up later?
Correct.
So what's the time frame in that? They come 5, 6, is there a limit?
The kids come right after school,
Right.
and the club closes at 6 o'clock. And there are some later pickups if you need
Right.
it. But usually the club closes at 6 o'clock for pickup.
So when you think about it, how important this organization is for the people that work in Clifton, I don't think any other town has this program this large.
Well, Patterson has a big Boys and Girls Club, absolutely. And there are a few in the country. We're one of the top Boys and Girls Clubs in the country.
Right. And also, so the kids come here, what kind of programs do we have for these kids?
Well, we strive for academics, recreation, and healthy lifestyles. Those are our 3 main priorities. So the kids get a few minutes in each category. We do homework help. We have mentors. And we really need volunteers at the club. That's one of the ways that we really stay viable.
Right.
Volunteers are very, we have retired teachers that come after school to help with homework and mentor our children.
Now, they have summer programs also, right?
We have a full-day summer camp, and that runs from 7 in the morning till 6 at night.
Okay, now, we know that it's a lot of money. I know you're not funded by any government agency.
Correct.
So what does it take to run a club this size? I know this is your expertise.
Right. Well, we have a $5.4 million budget every year that keeps the club running. Half of that comes from member dues and fees. Half of it comes from fundraising. So we really have to raise about $2.5 million every year.
And I know that's a project you're working on constantly. So, there any, actually we have some stuff. What's coming up
Yes.
that if people really want to help, volunteering for these things or coming to these events are important. And none of, it's not a lot of money, but, well, John will explain a few
Yes.
things we have coming up.
So at the end of the month, on April 28th, we have the Great Futures Battle of the Bands. We're going to have 3 bands play. There'll be dancing, music. It's $15 for a ticket in advance, $20 day of the show.
Okay, and where can they get the tickets?
They can get the tickets at the club, at the front desk. They can go on our website, bgcclifton.org. And they can just give me a call at the club, and I could send out some tickets if you need it.
Let me just hold that up
Sure.
really quickly. Okay, that's what's happening soon. Everyone should come out for $15 in advance. It's a great cause, and like John said, $2.5 million have to be raised by fundraising. So this is a great event. You should all come out. It's fun. It's dancing. It's a Sunday late afternoon. And what else do we have coming up? I see.
We have a happy hour at the Grand Saloon on May 17th from 6 to 8. We're going to have the open bar and buffet, and if you buy a wristband for $30, the Grand Saloon will donate $10 back to the Boys and Girls Club. And then afterwards, you can stay and listen to Swingman and the Misfit Mutts Band will be playing that night.
Good, that's good. And yeah, you should come out for this because they're all good. They're all good causes. And then we have something else here.
And
too, right,
then
John?
on June 9th, we have a new event that we're hosting at the Boys and Girls Club. It's the Clifton Food Truck and Music Festival. We're going to have 20 food trucks, beer, and sangria garden. It's $5 to get in, and then you can purchase all of the food that you like from 20 different food trucks.
I'm not too familiar with this one. There's an admission for this?
There is. It's $5 admission,
Okay.
and that's a donation. And then once
And then
you
you
get
buy
in,
your own food
and
and
then you
drinks
buy
and
your
so
own-
on?
mhm.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so this is something new, right, John?
this is a new event for us, yes.
okay.
It's a Sunday during the day, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And we're hoping for good weather.
Okay, now just quickly, besides this, you also send out letters to the public and you ask people to donate money for kids for camp. You can sponsor kids. Maybe we should tell them a little bit about it.
Sure. We run 2 campaigns during the course of the year. We have an annual campaign that really funds our after-school program. That runs from November to March. And it's just a straight donation to help the kids at the club. And now, next month, we'll be sending out our summer camp scholarship campaign. And that it raises funds to support kids in need that come to summer camp.
Right. I mean, I like to thank him for coming on because I'm sure most of us out there had someone that's gone to the Girls and Boys Club. This is a great thing for the kids because the parents, they have to take the kids someplace, and 1,600 kids, 2,000 kids a day, that's a lot of kids. So I think, we should support them. And John does a great job down there, and everyone, the whole staff is really good. They do a good job. So anything you could support, and even if you have questions you want to donate to the club, you can do it.
Just
Right,
give me a
John?
call.
If someone wants to come down, call John down at
Yeah,
the club.
volunteer time, donate anything, donate some money, sure.
Right, volunteer, let me just really quickly, the volunteer time, that's to help the kids study?
Sure, we have a mentoring program where we're always looking for volunteers. And then to run some of the events, we form committees, and we're always looking for volunteers to sit on these committees to help.
Right, so at some point, please help out, because without this, I think a lot of parents wouldn't know what to do with the children. It's a great organization for Clifton. John, I hope people listen.
Thanks, Ray.
And Joe, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Don't play that song for me, 'cause it brings back memories of the day that I once knew, of the day I spent with you. Oh yeah, don't let it play. Fill my heart with pain. Please stop it right away. 'Cause I remember what he said my daddy.
Well, we're all done here tonight, but make sure that you come and see us again when Me Clifton returns in a few weeks here on the Clifton Channel. I'd like to thank our guests, Kim Erin O'Connor, Val Bogattchouk, and John DeGraaf for coming on the show. And to all of you for tuning in and for seeing us tonight. From Sharon and myself and the rest of Me Clifton, remember, be good to your friends and family, respect your neighbors, keep Clifton close to your heart. This is a great city. Thank you, God bless, and good night.